The earthquake struck in the middle of the night and caught people as they slept in their beds. This man brought out from the rubble that had consumed his home. From the early hours, local people used whatever they could to carry people away. Here, a garden ladder has become a stretcher. With bare hands, they prized away the rubble, loved ones crushed by the falling masonry. This had been a four-story apartment block, crushed into one layer of debris.
In this place there are 2 or 3 people. Now they found one alive, and another 2 are here. I know just this.
What are you doing here?
I'm just trying to help.
Nearby, another block leveled by the tremor. Rescue workers here crawling on their stomachs under the masonry to try to reach those inside. But this time, they couldn't save the woman who lived here. And all around, an anxious wait beside what was once their homes. Giorgio tells me, I am devastated by this. This was my house for 20 years. I can't believe it, he says. It was a terrible night. All the walls fell in. The important thing, me and my family are safe.
And just look at this, a desk with a telephone and a plant on it. Someone's home or someone's office, but at the moment, surrounded by rubble. The entire wall has come down. We simply don't know.
Like the walls of Jericho, man.
The major earthquake only lasted 30 seconds, but still had time to do this. Sister Liberata told me I was in bed. The wall started to fall. I felt a tremor, she said. I escaped. We spent all night in the street. I couldn't take anything with me. I only survived, thanks to God.
There's hardly a building here left
Gracias a
by
Dios.
this earthquake. The whole town itself is completely deserted. The only people in here are the rescue workers, trying to find people if they're still alive, and trying to just search the place, make sure nobody else is in any danger. But everywhere you look, there's a scene of devastation.
Devastation.
The Italian Prime Minister, Silvio Berlusconi, declared a state of emergency and said 5,000 rescue workers have been sent to the region.
That's why I can't understand, folks, why there's people on this planet. I mean, I kind of understand, but that's the devious military intelligence mind. But why people in this borough, you know, these idiots who live around me, out there, my next door neighbours and such, always insulting me and trying to start arguments with me? And I mean, I suppose we're sticking to script, because if you read about those other guys, you always had Philistines and non-believers and all kinds of idiots who insulted the chosen one. And then this is the kind of shit that happens. Yeah? I mean, I can expect it from their bosses, the corrupt ruling elite motherfuckers, military intelligence motherfuckers, gangster idiots, cabals, ne'er-do-wells, morons, man. And yet they've got a bunch of morons in this borough irritating me, and then things like this happen.
Possibly, there may be 5 people in there. That's not confirmed. They keep hearing noises, and they keep checking it. There's some heavy equipment on the other side of that pile of rubble, trying to get access underneath this masonry. They are still working with their hands. The trouble is, at the moment, we're right in the middle of a thunderstorm, a downpour, so the rescue operation by way of the workers has come to a halt for the moment. But they say that they will continue into the evening hours. They're going to put up lights to continue this rescue operation. And that's really a pattern that's been repeated right across this region, right across this city, and typical of what's gone on here. There are other buildings that are still standing, but many other of those buildings have been left damaged and uninhabitable, and they will have to be pulled down. These particular buildings simply couldn't take the force of the tremor and have been left in this particular situation. We know that the rescue operation has been going on here for about 8 to 9 hours now, and these people simply refuse to give up.
And Duncan, as you say, the rescue effort is going to continue through the night, which presumably is going to make things a lot harder. How hopeful are they can?
Especially with aftershocks, folks. But it's basically like this. It's not rocket science. You could call it cosmic science, but let me say this once and for all, right? Folks, anyone on this, it seems like, godforsaken planet who messes with me, yeah, you mess with me, you mess with the planet. It's quite simple, yeah? You can be as subtle and clever as you want and devious as you want and try and nudge me and pretend that you didn't see me there. The fact is, folks, central equilibrium, that's my route, yeah? To be equilibrialized, or to maintain central equilibrium, yeah? To maintain balance, to be balanced. Now, if I've got people pushing me, you know, courtesy of the Vatican or courtesy of the Masonic Lodge or courtesy of the Yakuza or the CIA or the KGB or whoever, yeah? If you're fucking with me, you're fucking with your planet, okay? There. I said it. What?
Too familiar. The country is sitting on a highly active part of the Earth's crust, and Italians are counting the cost once again.
This was the town of Assisi in 1997, only 50 miles from today's earthquake. 11 people died here.
Get used to these signs, folks.
Francis was damaged, along with its precious fresco.
Yeah, 2012 is on its way.
Just 7 years ago, another hill town was struck. A school collapsed. 27 children and a teacher died inside. Worst in recent times was the quake near Naples of 1980. 2,700 people were killed. In fact, a map of Italy reveals just how many earthquakes there are. Each dot represents a tremor since 1990. The star in the center marks today's quake.
Earthquakes are frequent in Italy because the geology is volatile. One major fault line, which runs from top to bottom of the country, caused the latest earthquake. Across the center of the country, there's another. And with the tectonic plates shifting away from each other, the effects can be devastating.
Yeah.
Today's quake was monitored at the British Geological Survey. There were tremors before it, what are called foreshocks. So could the Italian authorities have done more?
Yeah, could have, but they didn't want to.
The problem with foreshocks is that they don't always lead to a larger earthquake. So although they occurred, there's nothing apart from hindsight that tells us they're going to lead to a larger earthquake.
Scientists are trying to predict when earthquakes will strike. This project is in California. Some researchers believe there are clues in the rocks or in underground gases for the future of the massive San Andreas fault. All of those in Italy can't yet be forecast reliably.
So already many in Italy are asking why the latest town to be hit wasn't better prepared, why so many of its buildings weren't strengthened. Questions that will only intensify as the death toll rises. Here.
There you have it, folks. Oh, and here's a little conspiracy theory for you. I wondered why yesterday there was all that stuff on the news about North Korea launching its missile and Barack saying you've broken the rules and you'll get it smack wrist and we're going to go to the UN and all this stuff on the news about a meeting was called at United Nations Security Council to deal with Korea. And I thought, hang on, but in the news item they said that Korea last tried to launch some fucking ballistic missile 10 years ago. Yeah? And there didn't seem to be that much of a stink about it then. And I just suddenly thought, right, okay, because I was flying out of my head all this weekend, out-of-body experiences, Tai Chi, electromagnetism, so I thought the planet's going to kick off big time. I can feel it. Whenever I feel it in my stomach, through my spine, you know, I'm being torn apart like Osiris, and it is so painful, folks, you wouldn't believe. It's agony. Anyway, so I knew some kind of shit was hitting the fan. So when I saw this today, yeah, after I woke up last night, like, ooh, there we go again, astral projection, alien abduction, I thought, right, shit's hit the fan. And then it made sense because they said the Italian Geological Survey had foreshocks and precursors and what have you, and some scientists even said it's going to kick off, and they shut him up. They told him not to say anything. So obviously the meeting at the United Nations Security Council was about, and not about Korean missiles.